outside of music, do you guys have any other hobbies or passions?
I want to be a masseuse at some point.
Word?
All right.
Dirty answer.
I can. That is.
But
That,
only for my special woman,
all right.
whoever that woman is.
Jesus Christ, now this. So you want to be a masseuse just for one person?
Yes.
That's gonna be your hobby.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be massaging her like 24/7.
I mean, as often
no
as
video
I can.
games, no books.
Nah, no
no
video
reads.
games. No, I'm good.
You just want to massage.
I played enough video games. I'm good. Yeah.
All right.
Welcome to Ella on the Rise. It's all about people chasing their dreams, chasing success, and people who are on the rise. You already know what the fuck going on. Shout out to everyone showing their support. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we are also on Instagram. The link will be in the description below. Today's guests do a lot of shit. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
What's going on, y'all? Syn.com. Label exec, manager, artist, producer, show coordinator, consultant, etc., etc.
Nice.
It's impressive.
Yes, indeed. I am The Pure. I am also a label executive for YLTL Recordings, Young Love True Life. Artist, songwriter, producer, engineer, videographer, photographer, graphic designer. I do some masonry too.
All right,
pretty good at
equally
construction.
impressive. All right, that's crazy. A little bit of brickwork if you need
Masonry
that.
too? That's different. That's no.
You guys got a lot on your plate.
That's fucking
Yeah, man.
crazy.
Working.
So, Syn, would you call yourself a musical entrepreneur? Pretty much.
I mean, you did it, so it's cool. I'll take it. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, pretty much I got my hands in anything dealing with music. It's always been that way. So, yeah, it's a good title.
What was the last job you had
The last job,
Yeah.
before you started working for yourself?
I just stopped working for like 3 hours.
That was it. You're like, fuck
I
that.
walked out. I couldn't take it no more. So I started at 8 o'clock and I left at 11. Yeah.
That's a good day.
Wow.
Solid day. You get the
Yeah.
rest of the day to yourself at least. You know
Hit
what I'm saying?
Starbucks and I was out. Yeah.
Hey, man, before we even get into it, this whole thing, I want to give a shout out to you because before we even had an episode out, we only had an Instagram page with a couple of pictures on it, and you reached out and you were like, yo, if you guys need anything, let me know.
That's
And
love.
It's a
Yeah.
legend
so
move right there.
I appreciate that. So thanks
yeah.
for just being like a genuine,
Yeah, no
humble,
problem.
caring
Man.
guy,
And
man.
since then, you guys have been super dope. Like, you guys have good energy. You guys are good people. So I mean, it still remains. Anything you guys need from me, like I'm here. Like, I appreciate what you guys are doing, and the fact that you're doing it from the goodness of your heart. Yeah, I'm riding with y'all.
Beautiful.
No,
Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot.
It's all love. You already know.
Hell fucking yeah. Now, doing all this shit, what are some of the biggest challenges you find day to day with what you're doing?
My biggest challenge is dealing with different personalities and knowing how to maneuver around them and how to please all the personalities and still get everyone together working the same cause.
Hectic.
Like, that's the biggest thing. And he's been around for a long time, so he sees it. That and knowing that I can't expect people to do things the way that I can't have expectations on people based upon what I would do in that situation. So that's like another big thing that I've learned. Yeah.
Living without expectations for sure helps anything.
Or minimizing them.
Yeah, that's
Wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I seen you nodding a lot over there. What is your input on that?
Well, life is hard.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
But we gotta keep trucking through. So it's a lot of things that come in the way of us, and we come in the way of ourselves. So we get tripped up. But we got people around us to help us out, like you guys, like Syn, like the supporting cast in the background.
Truly,
Absolutely.
Truly.
Misha, Jamali Mo.
To everybody in attendance today, thank you
Yes.
very much.
As long as you have like a nice, somewhat of a structure around you that you can bounce off of and lean onto, then you should be alright.
Oh yeah.
Though you both have a lot on your plate and you guys are involved in a lot. So when it comes to anything that you guys do, is there any mistakes that you made that you could touch on so others can avoid?
Jesus Christ.
Entitlement. Do not
Entitlement.
feel entitled to anything. Nothing belongs to you.
Yeah, that's
Period.
good. That's
I
good.
didn't have to say it.
Period.
Just like I think my biggest mistake is expecting that I wouldn't make a mistake. You get what I'm saying? Like, you try so hard to be perfect that you don't understand that mistakes are good. Like, that's the only thing that you're gonna learn from. And when you're chasing your dreams and whatever you're doing, I don't care if you want to do music, if you want to open up your own clothing store, like, you're gonna make mistakes. It's trial and error. That and just really just finding balance, and that's something that I'm learning even now. Like,
That's what my name means.
Yeah, The Pure. So just finding balance in everything that you're doing. But mistakes are gonna happen. It's not even a bad thing. It's all about perspective. So
Yeah,
Indeed.
that's pretty dope. You
No,
said
for
mistakes are good.
Yeah, no, definitely. Anything that's been great that we use, even regular items, I'm pretty sure they didn't make the phone on their first try. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like you got to go in life expecting that you're gonna make mistakes. Don't purposely, mess up, but still just know that if you make a mistake, you just, on around too.
Is there a specific one that you made that maybe others
could
have a chance of making too? Like anything specific you want to touch on?
Damn.
Lack of entitlement's a good one.
Yo, you know what I've learned? Never count money that's not in your hand.
Yeah, it's a big one.
That's the big one, and that comes with partnerships with other people. That comes with business, dealing with you guys know I put together different events.
Yes.
So never count money that's not in your hand. Like it's not there. So and that
Chickens didn't hatch.
it's kind of like wishful thinking.
Yeah.
So you want to limit that. So I feel like that's a big thing. That and be super careful with who you keep in your circle. And that's like the hardest lesson because you never know who's in your circle.
Gotta have the energy balanced energy.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
last but not least, my biggest I guess mistake. Yeah, what I've done in the past is and this is great because I know you guys are interviewing Marley and Misha afterwards. But just like I've learned I can't do everything for everybody. And with these two, especially him, like Pure is dope because Pure just kind of does everything. You get what I'm saying? And I saw the potential in Pure from when we first met. There was just something different about him and like a certain innocence, but still eagerness to do things. And he was just always willing to just jump up and do things. So I saw that in Pure from the beginning. And even when you talk to Misha and you talk to Maul about their projects, I purposely stepped back when it comes to these two artists. Like I've been hands-on, but not hands-on because like I just like what they do on their own and I want to see what they do on their own. I didn't even repost his video. I didn't repost her video. I didn't do too much because like it just feels good for once to have artists around you that get it and they're just excited about music. Like Misha's like amazing. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, like definitely like and everybody around me, like I'm their biggest fan. So just to see that they're still working to push their music, I don't have to say, I may say, give advice every now and then. But I sit back and they're perfect. They're just on go with it. They're on fly. So that's what I learned too. Like just give people a chance, see what they do on their own, and then be their safety net afterwards. Yeah.
And it's definitely important to have people in your circle with drive.
Yo,
Seems that's what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I've had a team for a minute, man. So it's just like I said, it's trial and error. Like sometimes you don't get it right with the people that you have around you, and then some people leave because the lack of drive and everything. And like Pure said, it's timing. And now this is the first time that and that's another thing too, that when you're chasing your dreams and you're doing music, especially as artists, you got to understand that sometimes people go through things or we go through things, and this is the first time in probably like my whole journey with the team that I feel good. I'm like the artists are dope, the energy is dope, the personalities are dope. We all love each other. We're all family. We got each other's back. So like I'm fully confident in everybody around me. So
you know what that sounds like?
What's that?
Success.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
Hey, yo, and it's funny because once you get these things in order, like the universe starts. The universe is tricky like that. Like it works with you until you figure the puzzle pieces out for yourself. Like it's not gonna do it for you. And then once you start figuring the pieces out, just like you said, we've been on a good run. We've got other things on the table that I'm not going to talk about now. We'll come back and talk about it when this thing. But we got some really cool stuff in the works, and we've never been a team to really speak so much. Like you talk to Maul and you talk to Misha, and you hear about different artists that we know. Yeah. But I keep everybody isolated. Like we don't get involved with none of the nonsense that goes around. You never hear none of my artists talking that Best of Long Island nonsense. Like we're just so focused on a different purpose.
But
and
it's
a different journey.
Not isolated to the fact that we just stick with us. We support anybody that's about productive movement and that's about their shit.
Fucking A, right. Absolutely. I appreciate that 100%.
But we do isolate it.
Yeah, it has to be.
To an extent.
It has to be. It has to be. Gotta keep it safe. Gotta have a shelter.
You gotta have your
foundation.
camp. You know what I mean?
It's more than camp. You gotta protect your energy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of distractions out there. So for sure.
Fucking A. Now, Pure, out of all the artists I've heard on the island, you have an extremely unique sound.
Yeah.
Like next level unique sound.
Yes.
How did you develop and find that sound?
To be honest, I walked into my uncle's house in like the summer of '99, I think it was, summer 2000, and I looked to my left and I saw Lil Wayne on the TV screen.
Okay.
And I saw him jumping around. I was like, yeah, that's it.
Word. That's really it. It all stemmed from that one moment. That's crazy because we have a lot of artists on here that don't pinpoint the exact moment where it clicked in their head.
Not yet, but like from that time period, I didn't do anything creative until I was like 25, 26, 24 maybe, 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you find it hard balancing you pursuing your music and also doing the laundry list of other things that you have underneath your plate?
I do find it difficult, but that's only when I'm being lazy. Because honestly, it's just timing. That's all it is.
Oh, fucking hey, those are 2 short, quick gems right there, man.
Yeah, really. I don't have much to say. It's just I'm very direct and to the point.
I fucking dig that kind of energy, man, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Since he's being so humble, you got anything to speak on his music and his sound?
Oh wait, okay, hold on, Axel. I have an album coming out. It's called Collected Thoughts.
Okay.
It's like Phil Collins meets Kid Cudi meets Michael Jackson.
That's a fucking sweet trio right
Yo,
there.
be on the fucking lookout for that.
That is
I've
unreal.
never heard that combination before.
I started the music in like 2016, and I've been around rappers, and I was like, you know what, I don't feel comfortable like with this aggression.
Yeah.
Because like it was a lot. Not that all hip hop is aggression, but like just what was around me, it was a lot of aggression in the rap and the trap and shit. So I'm like, nah, let me step back. And I like how my voice sounds. Let me go some for the females, for the kids, mainly for the kids, because I really wanna provide a platform somehow for like the children, so they can have a foundation where they can go to and not be tainted by the evils of the world or the people that are around them.
Hell yeah, I respect that. That's awesome. That's fucking.
But yeah, so the album's 7 songs, Collected Thoughts. I had it done for quite some time, but I don't like how it sounds. I'm trying to get better at my mixing and mastering, but
bit of
should be out this fall.
Perfectionist.
Yeah,
When it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, Pure is easily like to me one of the best artists that's out. Period, whether signed or unsigned. Like that's just how I feel. Like he, Pure, is like borderline genius. And what makes him so dope is that he's humble, and he's willing to help everybody else. Well, there's no such thing. I mean, no such thing as too humble. But while he's so dope as an artist, he's helping so many. He's helped so many artists on the island with their music as well. When you hear a lot of artists before Pure and after Pure, there's a big difference.
To be honest, I have something to say. This guy Gary V, he's onto what I'm doing. He's onto what I'm doing. Because like he said, the best ROI, the best return of interest is people and their respect. So that's really what I go for.
The hell is Gary V?
It's fucking,
That's the inspirational guy.
Inspirational entrepreneur. Yeah.
I don't know who Gary V is. I get it now, yeah. But he's dope. Like Pure
I
is,
just don't put it out that way because I don't want to feel like I'm forcing myself onto people. And I know it doesn't really matter. You don't gotta like stick to people's opinions, and it is like it'll be what it would be. But I know I'm patient, so my time will come.
And his music speaks for itself.
No, it's for sure a vibe.
Yeah.
Like I remember, was it your event you played at? You played at Syn's event that day?
Probably.
Yeah, and I remember, I don't remember much because I was having such a great time. But I remember step by step, step. I remember that vividly. You know
and so I had him perform in Brooklyn at one of the shows that we did together, and every other act was a trap act, and you talking about like the hardest street dudes you could think of and crazy, and then you have Pure. And no lie, man, like he easily stole the show. Like I'm watching the biggest thugs like hum his music, like but trying to act cool.
That's
trying to act cool, like they're not doing
it.
it, but they're just doing it. And at first they looked at him and it's like, get his ass off the stage. What's he doing? Like, you can hear them, and I'm just sitting back laughing, like, all right, when he gets on the mic, watch what happens. And easily stole the show. So
that's lit. Hell yeah,
it's crazy, man.
That's awesome. It's always good to shut up a crowd with just the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good not to follow what the other people are doing.
Definitely. I mean, I'm kind of doing it now because I got a auto-tune therapy is what's called. It's an EP coming out next month. It's 5 songs. I'm doing like strictly auto-tune. I like it. It's like high-pitched, and I might speed it up a little bit, but yeah, it's like therapy for the soul in like in auto-tune form because that's what everybody likes right now.
Word. Yeah. Playing to the crowd. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it for sure.
You can do that sometimes.
Hell yeah.
So you both, as we said before, you guys are involved in a lot of stuff. And most of it, if not all of it, is music related. So is there any big mainstream artists that you guys would want to work with if you could work with anyone?
Pharrell.
Word.
Okay, shout out.
Yo,
Pharrell.
Kid Cudi, Intergalactic. I don't need to be on it, but I would
You would like
I
to be on it.
All right, Pharrell and Cudi.
That's far
Yo,
too
it's-
soft.
Yeah.
No, let's say.
I don't know, the artists that I would work with, they're not even around like that. Like I'm a Sade head. I like Nas. I like Lauren, but she's done whatever music. But just like I'm into like a lot of the soulful shit only because I feel like I'm into any artist that has a message. But production wise, like I would like Pharrell is dope, and I'm big on who was it? I forgot to say his name. Apollo Brown, who's somebody who's also dope, like a independent producer. But yeah, and other than that, just like my crew.
Do you like any newer artists, like newer mainstream artists?
Fuck them. Nah. That's good.
It doesn't even have to be
Yo,
rap.
to sound weird, I like. Now my other side of music is weird, but I like Baby. I like Baby. I think Baby's dope.
Oh,
the Baby.
Yeah, the Baby's dope.
Okay,
He's dope as
that's cool.
fuck.
I can dig it.
He gets a pass. He's okay in my book.
No, he's dope.
The
He's
new
dope.
wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, the only reason I don't like a lot of the newer stuff is because I feel like everybody sounds the same.
Yeah.
But I feel
Tell me
like the
about it.
Baby is just different. I don't think you count Thug as the newer thing because Thug's been around for a minute. But the Baby's definitely dope. Gunna's dope.
Word.
I think Gunna's amazing as well. Everyone else is just a toss up to me. It's like yeah.
Do you see the XXL list this year?
Yes.
With thoughts?
My thoughts with the XXL, the list is always whack to me. like they've been flopping for years.
Yeah.
I do like Meg on the list. I think Meg is dope.
Okay.
Um,
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, and I like Baby. Other than that, everyone else is kind of like, it's whatever. Yeah, it's not refreshing to me.
Hell yeah.
Magazines in itself is kind of like lost its thunder. So,
Yeah, it's kind of just like whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't back when it was like fucking Kendrick Lamar on it and shit like that. You know?
That was probably like their best year.
Yeah, it was like
When they-
2012 or
Yeah,
something.
when they had
Yeah.
Kendrick. Other than after that, like
I just rewatched the Travis Scott cipher from I think it was 2013.
Yeah,
Yes.
That was actually fire.
Before he went pop.
Yeah, that was absolutely fire. But I have to ask you guys this, considering you guys are very ingrained in the music scene out here. What is your thoughts on the Long Island music scene? Both of you.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It's flourishing. The people try to cloud it with negativity, but honestly, there's a big support system, and we have access to it. We just like to say that there's a lot of bullshit going on, and we see other people doing things and being a certain way, but it's not the majority. It's just the small minority of people that want to push themselves up and keep everybody down to like wherever we are at right now.
Yeah, he's so positive. I think
Yeah, it's very positive.
Yeah,
That's the most original answer we've actually had, and I appreciate that.
That's cool.
That was awesome.
I think the scene is trash. And the reason I say it's trash is not even so much of the artists, it's the people above the artist that can really help push the artist further. So in any scene that you have from anywhere, like let's take Miami for example. The artists work well with the DJs. The DJs work with the radio works well with the labels. So that's how you get
In that aspect, yeah, you're right.
and that's how you get the scene to flourish. Because remember before, like the East was running music for a while.
Oh yeah.
And then the South took over, but the South all worked together, and it wasn't just the artists working together; it was everyone coming together for that common cause. The Beatles. I don't know if you guys saw the movie yesterday. Whatever, maybe I'm corny, so I saw it.
I
whatever.
didn't see it. No.
So the movie's about like this guy that
Woke up and the Beatles weren't a thing.
and the Beatles
right?
weren't
Yeah,
a thing.
yeah.
Beatles, Coke, and like Harry Potter, everything was like gone. Like those things are gone. But there was a guy that believed in the talent and gave him studio time, and then there was someone else that was managing him, and they all believed in it, so they all played their role into making sure that he was a success. So I feel like that's the main thing that the LI scene is missing. It's not talent; we got the talent, but it's like everything else, like the DJs pushing the music and putting the music out.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of venues to perform out here. There's probably
Definitely
like
not.
3 or 4 good venues, if that.
Everything's a bar.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then just everyone coming together to push a common goal.
So you're kind of seeing it from like the bigger picture in a sense, like there's not a good pipeline,
Right.
Right.
Foundation.
mainstream pipeline to help like reoccurring new artists.
See,
to
I
try
see
to get
I see it
there.
on both sides. I
Okay.
see it from the music side as well.
Yeah.
The music is when you talk about the music, there's a lot of talented artists, but there's a lot of artists that sound the same. So already they're in a box. Like you're not gonna sound special.
Yeah.
And then you have artists that are so. The main problem is like we're having a discussion about the Long Island music scene, right? And when you go on Facebook and you go on Instagram, there's other people having that same talk about the Long Island music scene. No one's talking about beyond Long Island.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that you mess up. There's no major record labels out here. There's no major radio stations out here. So no one's going to bring your music further than the Long Island music scene.
Yeah.
So if the scene isn't protected and the scene is not on point, then what are you doing like with your music? anyone that was successful before our version of what we're doing now never even rep Long Island.
Yep.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes is from Long Island. Prodigy was from Long Island.
De La Soul.
De La Soul.
Method
You know what I'm
Man.
saying? Met the Man, and you know, so it's just like we just got to just fix the scene a little bit, and you know, we'll be all right.
Dropping gems,
Yeah, hell
man.
yeah.
For
No,
real.
that was two great outlooks on it because, you know, you got the beauty of it, and also you got the fact that it does need to be supported more, and there needs to be more of a backing, especially from people such as like the Hot 97s of the world, those guys and stuff. Like they don't come out here. They're
It's
like
starting. It's
yeah.
starting.
It's low key. Yeah,
Hip Hop Mike.
Hip Hop Mike.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Shout out
Thank you.
Hip Hop
Yeah,
Mike.
absolutely.
Yeah,
He's-
definitely.
Is he trying? He's trying.
He's trying.
Is he trying? He is trying.
Yo, but
is what I meant
the
to
thing,
say.
with, the
My
thing with
bad.
that is the mentality is just like you got to book people to get them out here.
Yeah, fucking.
And then even that, a lot of artists don't believe in investing money into booking stuff like that. You know, it's just a weird scene out here. It's just different because you're mixing the suburbs with the hood. You're mixing the people who are privileged,
It's a business. The artists not
and the people that are trying to
appreciated.
figure it out. So it's just a weird mix. But the talent is there. And in a perfect world, I feel like we'd have execs that say, okay, well, we're gonna focus on this group of artists at one time. We're gonna focus on this, you know, record company or this radio company, and then we're gonna just find a way to push them and everybody work together. And that's how things would work. Like when Rick Ross been signed to Slip and Slide for a long time.
Yeah.
It took DJ Khaled and 99 Jams to push Rick Ross to make him who we know of right now.
Yeah.
So there was a campaign behind Rick Ross because they all believed that this was the artist that was gonna pop. So then you had artists like Plies, you had artists like Trina, you had Trick Daddy, and anybody that was part of the South that knew that Ross was it, they all supported Ross and pushed Ross out. They did the same thing for Wayne. You get what I'm saying? So if we just did that with each other out here, then we get a little bit more success.
I appreciate you both being open and honest with your answers
Yeah.
and not holding back.
Gotta be.
I do appreciate it because it defeats the fucking purpose. So
That's a
thanks
fact.
so thanks for just being real on
That's
the
a
show.
fact.
No diggity.
But outside of music, do you guys have any other hobbies or passions?
I want to be a masseuse at some point,
Word.
All right.
Dirty answer.
I can. That is.
but
that,
only for my special woman,
All right.
whoever that woman is.
Christ, now, so you want to be a masseuse just for one person?
Yes.
That's gonna be your hobby?
Yeah.
So you're gonna be massaging her like 24/7.
I mean, as often
no
as I
video
can.
games, no book.
Nah,
no
no video
reads.
games. Nah, I'm good.
You just want to massage.
I'll play enough video games. I'm good. Yeah.
All right. I want to be a masseuse too.
Foot massage, hand
Yeah.
massage.
You just
know what I
walked
mean?
yourself into the fucking clip of the fucking episode right there. That is gonna be on the Instagram. Watch this
Pure
episode.
massages
The purest massage.
So, congratulations
for one person.
Fuck it. Yeah.
You might become a masseuse real quick after people see that. You might fucking like, hey, I'll hire you. Fuck it, right?
But then
Hey,
he's
yo,
not
I'll
gonna
do
work
it.
for them.
Nah,
He's-
you know what I mean? It's-
It has to be his girl.
it's a
all
limit.
right.
I fucking love that
Ladies,
question.
look,
That's why I asked that question. Oh, that's great. I
Most people like smoking weed.
Yeah.
I want to be a masseuse. Nice.
we had a producer on the show. I was like, outside of music, you have any other hobbies or passions? He was like, no. It was great.
Straight to the point.
It was
Yeah,
great.
just producing.
But nah, he's
That's
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
Shout out Beats by Sag.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Fire
hell yeah.
producer, yeah. He's just down for that producing life.
Yeah.
I feel like I heard of him too. I think I know. Yeah, I think he is dope.
You've heard of him, you just never seen him. 'cause he don't post
Definitely seen
his
okay.
face on
Yeah,
social media.
he's actually never posted. We actually got his first interview, and he's gonna show his face to the world.
Probably something for you
Yeah.
guys. Did you guys put it out?
Oh,
already?
he posted a pic. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
No, you know who did it? K Hus posted a pic with
Okay,
him.
makes
So,
sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
that was, yeah, hell yeah, fucking community. But Syn, hobbies, passion.
Damn, I was trying to skip that. I honestly have no time to do anything else.
This you could say this is your hobby and passion, man.
Yeah, this is. Yo, I've been reading. I guess that works. Yeah, reading shit.
That's a quality thing.
Yeah.
I enjoy
Does
a good
film
book
count
every now
outside
and
of music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like movies. Alright.
then. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's so. I'll take
like
that
to get
answer.
into that.
Yeah,
watching or doing.
Doing
Like
making
Okay.
movies.
watch probably doing with his girl.
Oh shit! You
Nah,
you
yeah,
videotaping the massage sessions. That's
Yeah,
what
right. He edits it. He records it. You know.
never releases it.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big movie guy, but I study music also, so that's kind of like a hobby. Like I've been listening to like different types of music and different genres and things like that. So I feel like that's been like a hobby outside of just the physical, you know, music shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, I could only imagine that there's a good amount of people who want to do music that watch this and like want to make it their life, and like you kind of achieved that. So if someone wants to be this music entrepreneur, what do they what do they do? Any advice for them? Because if
Yo,
I could trade lives with you, like, let's do it.
My advice, my advice would suck, like, because a lot of people aren't courageous enough to do it.
Shoot. Tell them like it is.
Yo, it sounds like a cliche, but you can't have a plan B, like, at all. And that sounds like you hear that all the time. But like the moment that you have a plan B, your plan A is gonna fail. Then your plan B becomes your plan A, and that's pretty much it. And it's humbling when I hear from people like you guys that when you guys call me a success or whatever, because I feel like I'm nowhere where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my musical path has been all trial and error, and so I'm excited about the next level of where I'm going to be. But it's you can't have a plan B. Like, quick story, because I know we don't have a lot of time, but I was working for this company and I was getting like good money and everything like that, whatever. I had my own apartment in the city, so I'm young in the city. I could hit up a lounge or, dope. It was on the water. It's a Battery Park. It was dope.
Do what a man does.
And it was clean fun.
Yeah.
Clean fun.
Respectful. PG-13.
PG, yeah. And I went to work one day out of nowhere. I was told that I was being let go.
Word.
Like,
been there.
Yeah, the office was eerie when I walked in there. The VP was crying to me and stuff like that, whatever. And I'm like, oh, I thought somebody died.
Yeah.
But something died. It was like my job. So then I go to the office and she's crying and she's like tears in her eyes and she's like, yo, we have to let you go. And they had a thing where it was last to hire, first to fire. That's what they called it. Yeah. So it doesn't matter how good you were doing. I mean, I had my own office. I had like a little studio set up in there. So after hours I could be in there. I had like video games and shit. It was dope. And the most humbling thing is packing up your shit and leaving, knowing that you have no choice. So they gave me a severance package for the rest of the year, and I took that money, opened up one of my first studios out in Long Island City. Chinks, rest in peace. Actually, I gave my studio to Chinks before he passed away.
Wow.
So Chinks was taking over my studio afterwards. And I just never looked back after that. Like, I just I'm like, there's no way that someone's going to dictate my paycheck to me and tell me how I'm going to live my life, especially when I'm doing something that I'm not happy with. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So I told the universe, like, yo, I'm never going back to a job unless I want to. Like, it's going to be my choice. And then that's what I did. I stuck with music. I got offered a stockbroking job that I took because I felt like the studio needed more help. I feel like the label needed more money. Tech was around that time and Pure was around that time. And I felt like the studio needed help and I feel like the label needed help. We needed money and I wasn't getting the money that help that I needed from everyone. Mm-hmm. Passed my Series 7 exam, to the stockbroking job. Went to work, dressed up, beautiful building, everything that everybody else would kill for and think would be so super glamorous. I went there at 8 o'clock, got fucking lost, found my way into the office, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make the best of it. I know my check is gonna be dope. We're gonna be good. And I just people just kept telling me, like, they kept bragging about their job. Like, yeah, we're here. You need this job. You need this job. You need this job. And after the fifth person telling me I need this job, I was like, nah, I'm out. Like, I told them I was going to the bathroom, and I just left. Like, I said, y'all be back. I went to the bathroom. Yeah. They called my phone for the whole week, like, trying to convince me to come back to work. Yo, what happened? Where'd you go? Is everything okay? Was it emergency? And I was like, yo, I'm not happy. And for them, it's like, you're paying me for my time. You're not paying me for my value. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know the value within yourself and always keep a job. I'm not saying not to work, because you need to fuel your dreams. But make sure that you're working with the intent of making your dreams come true. So, yeah.
Wow, wise words.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn, I'm like low-key stunned.
Yeah, that was great. That's the truth. Yeah, fuck it. Fire your job. Fuck them. Get out of here. Who gives a shit? Fuck you.
Because a lot of people don't got balls to do that.
Yeah.
So props to you, bro.
But you got to do it here first.
Yeah.
Like, before you physically leave your job, you have to do it.
You're already out of your job.
You have to know that I'm here. You can't take shit personal. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care what you do. If you're doing telemarketing and somebody bangs the phone up on you, okay, cool. On to the next caller. Like, if you're a waitress, know that you're being a waitress or a waiter so that you can make money to fuel your studio time.
Yeah.
It's about your perspective and what you do with it. Mm-hmm. Because if you become a slave to your job and you start seeking promotions and management positions and things like that, whatever, now you're stuck.
Yep.
Now you're stuck working for someone else that chased their dream. Like, when I go out, I go to the mall, I go to the beach, I always see people just hanging out no matter what time, 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. And in my head, I'm like, yo, y'all probably got people at your job busting your asses, or people at your company busting their ass, slaving for you guys to just have fun. Mm-hmm. And they're not wrong. They believe in themselves enough to figure it out. Yeah. So you just got to find a way to just figure it out and just tell the universe you want it, and you'll get it.
Damn, man, it's
Absolutely.
fucking inspiring.
Yeah,
yo.
that's the
and,
truth.
And I want to say too, before we wrap it up, both of you are good representations for the type of guests I want to come up
Absolutely.
here. So
Appreciate
thank
you
you for
guys.
coming
Yeah,
up
thank you.
and
Absolutely.
spending
Thank
your
you.
time with us for
Yeah.
real.
Diggity.
And before we wrap up, though, let people know where to follow you guys on your journey.
Everything Syn.com, so SYNDOTCOM, Instagram, Twitter, which I don't use, and anywhere that my artists are, I'm right behind them.
It's
Pause.
fucking. Oh yeah.
Find me the Purest Floater on Instagram, lovewildtl.com, and yeah, you'll see me around.
And all the other artists out in Long Island, find him. They're
Yeah.
working on their projects as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But shout out to you guys too, man, because you guys are amazing. So I'm gonna give
Appreciate
flowers. I'm big on giving flowers. Like I'm corny. Like I tell my friends I love them all the time. I tell him I love him like once a day. He doesn't like it, but I
Magic-
tell him
Magic.
you know. But I'm super big on, like, I don't care male or female. Like if I love you, I love you. Like I love what you guys are doing. I don't want you guys to ever be discouraged. Like just keep kicking ass
Appreciate
and
it.
like just find ways to take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And just like you guys have your own lane out here. There's nobody else doing what you guys are doing and doing it like you guys are doing it because you're doing it out of love. And I told you that from jump. You don't charge artists for doing anything. You invite the different artists that that are doing having some kind of momentum. So continue doing what you guys are doing. The
And
culture needs you.
Hip hop, trap. You guys
Yeah,
spread
yeah,
over
yeah.
the genres.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you very much.
noticing.
Yeah,
It's not
appreciate
just
it.
music. You guys go to other avenues. It's,
Thank you very
take
much.
care of it.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Means
it.
a
And
lot.
you guys show up at events.
Yeah,
you guys, so you guys are outside.
Yeah,
you know?
we
So
try.
unexpected.
Showing face is
Unexpected.
big. That's another crucial thing. It's telling people, show your fucking face every now and again.
Yeah, you cannot stay in the studio. You cannot be a studio rat. Wherever your studio is, if it's not a physical studio, if it's just yourself, you cannot stay there. Venture off. You have
You
to.
become an artist the moment you take your music outside of your studio or your basement. Other than that, you're a hobbyist.
Another one. Boom. Drop it up. Flex. Hit him.
So I'm gonna extend the episode to another 30 minutes.
Yeah, right. Just say positive shit for like, you know what I'm saying? But thanks guys. a
Oh,
lot.
and check out fucking Syn's podcast too. Plug in the
Oh
little
shit!
podcast.
Forgot about my
you-
posse. Yeah, Syn.com podcast and Just Chatting podcast both will be revamped and coming out soon. Got to have you guys there as well.
We'd love it. Please.
So I appreciate you guys even letting me shout that out. 'Cause I was gonna
Yeah,
purposely
for
keep
sure.
that out the way.
No,
So
no,
big
we,
shout out.
yeah,
Means a
plug
lot,
all
yeah.
your shit.
it's on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, or not Tidal yet, but Spotify, iTunes,
Google Play probably.
Google Play, everywhere you can find it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you
much.
guys for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.